So we're going to check out some more PSVR2 lenses here in this video. The kind folks over at VR Rock sent me some lenses for the PSVR2 to check out. As per usual, these kind of lenses, of course, are good, especially if you have prescription glasses and things like that. You don't want to wear your glasses underneath. You don't want to, risk scratching your PSVR2 lenses. You can go ahead and put these on, your lens, and you can see better because it's prescription. Or again, you could just probably get some basic lenses without a prescription just for like protective purposes and different things like that as well. So in terms of the packaging, when you get this thing, you're going to get a little kind of like circular, sort of like semi-hard case that the lens is going to be inside of, one on each side. So it's a kind of cool little carrying case that comes with it in that sense. You're also gonna have like kind of like a little blue light switch to test out blue light as well if you want to. And again, the packaging is really neat and really cool in that sense. The plastic feels like kind of like a rough kind of matte finish. It's just a hard plastic with, the lenses, which again are plastic as well. In terms of, cost and different options, if you head over to their website, vr-rock.com, again, vr-rock.com, and you specifically go into the PSVR2 prescription lens section, or you can of course go to other units as well if you want to get these for different units. The PSVR2 ones cost $59 USD. They say the tax is included and shipping is calculated at checkout. So you'll have to check out the shipping depending on what your region is. Then of course you got your all your prescription information that you can enter there with your right SPH, your right CYL axis, same thing with the left. You can put anti-blue light and anti-glare if you want for an additional $10 each as well if you would want to, which would of course increase to $69 or $79 if you go for both of those things. Also, 100% compatible with eye tracking. Anti-blue light will not affect color or VR image, and they can ship to all countries in the world. Shipping time is estimated around 5 to 8 days. Standard is 10 to 15 days. So there's a bunch of stuff there. There's 5 coatings on their lenses, they say. So anti-scratch, anti-static, anti-UV, anti-reflection, and easy to clean. So they also show you how to, read your prescription if you don't know how to do that. So you can, enter the correct prescription information, and they show that in various different languages for people who want to be able to read it in their own language and better understand it there as well. So that's really nice as well. And again, you can contact your optical practitioner, they said, for assistance if you have any inquiries on your prescription. That's not something you'd really talk to them about. You would talk to your optometrist or whatever, right? So again, pretty standard stuff for the most part. In terms of actually putting this thing on, it's a little tricky to do one-handed. I tried to get you guys some B-roll to show you guys how it would be to put them on. Like I said, a little tricky one-handed, but they just kind of clip on. There's a little tab on the top left and top right of these lenses that actually say, pull up. It also says L and R, so you know which one's the left and the right. And so you know how to just, put them on and take them off. You just pull on this little tab up and they just pop off. They pop on pretty easily. They just kind of slide on. There's no clip or anything like that keeps them in place. But they're so secure that you're not gonna have to worry about them falling off or anything like that. They're pretty good in that realm. So beyond that, I think the next thing to really do is test them out. I'm going to give you guys a live first impressions test. We're going to go into like Gran Turismo 7 on the PSVR2, and I'm going to put these on for the first time. I'm going to see how they feel around the face, on the nose, around the eyes, different things like that. And then we'll come back and we'll give some final conclusions afterwards. So let's go check that out right now. All right, guys, so here's going to be my first impressions of these VR Rock lenses. So I came back into Gran Turismo. This is where I do a lot of my testing, just because I think it's one of the best games to kind of test with. So I just think it's one of the nicest games, and almost, not everybody that has a PS5 has Gran Turismo 7, but a lot of people do. Assumingly, a lot of people who are going to be buying a PSVR2 probably have this game. And again, we have a lot going on between, kind of near kind of perception and further perception, text on screen, everything like that. So first impressions. First things first, there's no cutaway in the nose, and I actually have to have the lenses like very close together because of, I guess, the way my eyes are positioned. So you know how you can, there's a word for that. I can't remember what it's called, but anyways, you know how like the separation of your eyes, whether you can, you know, make the lenses further apart or closer. And the first thing I'll say is it's pretty uncomfortable in the nose. It's actually hurting the bridge of my nose just the way it's positioned right now. And again, I've tried some other lenses also. So I got a little bit of a, I guess, a comparison. And this one, it just, yeah, it's the way it's resting on the bridge of my nose is not comfortable. I would say that if your eyes are further, I guess, are further apart, or like your lenses are further apart, and it gives kind of wiggle room for your nose, then you might be able to be okay with it. But it is pretty problematic. Like I'm just kind of, you know, it's resting on the bridge of my nose. And the only way to compensate for that is if I was to pull the headset away from my head, but then like, even if I pull it away a little bit, like if I was to, I don't want to actually do it because then I'll throw off my adjustment. But if I did that, I'm going to have more leakage of light probably in that way. And so it's not ideal. So for my positioning, it's not really ideal. What I will say about the clarity is it seems pretty good. The lens clarity seems pretty solid. I'm trying to see. Everything looks pretty clear. Again, you know, I'm trying to think of how it was compared to when I wore my glasses under here, compared to what it was like when I tried other companies' lenses, which for the sake of this video, I'm not going to mention the other lenses that I've tried. You can see them on my channel, but I want to give VRROC, you know, a fair review. So in terms of clarity, compared to my glasses, compared to you know, those other brands I've tried out, it's pretty good. I think the other brands I've tried may have a slight advantage in terms of the quality of lens, that you can just tell it has a little bit of better quality, but this is not bad at all. Like it's a very crisp lens. I'm not seeing initially any problems with it personally in terms of clarity. The only problem I have is the fact that I'm actually getting a little bit of a sore head just from the pain on the bridge of my nose, because again, it's pushing on the bridge of my nose. And again, like I said, I can compensate. Sure, I can pull my headset further away, but I don't want to have to do that because it's positioned well. And so I feel like if they would have had a cut in the middle, it would have been a lot more comfortable. I would say that if you have to have the eyes close together, I could not recommend these lenses to you. I'll be honest, I couldn't. If you're someone who would have your lenses further apart and leaves room for your nose in the middle, then perhaps you may be able to get away with it at that point. But I think the nose thing is very problematic, which is unfortunate because, like I said, the lenses seem pretty solid. They seem pretty clear overall, and I don't really have many complaints. Again, I'm trying to just kind of look around and see, and yeah, I don't know. It's you know, it's clear, right? But at the same time, I would rather personally, just because of the positioning of the eyes, wear my glasses under here than wear these lenses. But anyways, let's go ahead and give some concluding thoughts and wrap this up. Okay, so as I noted in the test, my big problem with these is the fact that there's no cutaway kind of in the middle. So when they're on, it's like right on your nose. I know this is gonna look funny, but it's like it's sitting on my nose in a way that's just like it hurts my nose because I have to have the lenses so close together. Again, if you are someone who can have the lenses further apart on your PSVR2, again, with my eye spacing, I have to have them like super close together. But if you're someone who has them wider, so like this, so it has more room for your nose, I guess, unless you have a bigger nose, because everybody has a different nose. I guess my nose is sort of long, but kind of, you know, thin, I guess. But even then, it was pinching my nose when lenses were closer together. But again, if you had them further apart, you know, it has space for your nose. You know, maybe at that point it would be okay. But for me, for my, you know, kind of spacing, they were extremely uncomfortable. It's to the point where if you have the spacing similar to me, I could not, like I said, I could not recommend these to you because of that. I would hope that they would take these kind of criticisms into account, maybe refine these. and make them a little bit better, where they can have some kind of maybe like cutaway here or something that gives your nose some breathing room. You know, I've seen some companies do stuff like that, and I hope they would do that too, because again, the big selling point for me on these lenses that I think is the fact that they're priced a little bit cheaper than some of their competitors. I don't know why that is. I don't know if the lens is a little bit cheaper. Like I said, the lens felt like it was, I guess, sufficient for me. The quality seemed good enough in terms of like how it looks when you look through it. But like I said, that cutaway on the nose, really uncomfortable for my personal facial structure, my nose, my eye spacing, all that. So they could be good if they would fix that. They could be a solid choice, but as of right now, like I said, unless your eyes are further apart, your lenses are further apart, giving your nose room naturally in, you know, between the lenses. Otherwise, I could not recommend it. So it's kind of a toss-up. You know, take that in consideration. If your eyes are further apart, maybe you can consider picking these up. If your lenses are closer together, maybe not for you. So again, a huge thanks to them for sending me out some of these lenses to check out. Again, if they ever make a revised version, I would definitely be willing to check them out and, you know, see what has changed. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I hope this review was thorough enough to help you guys make an informed decision on your own. I'll try to be as honest and transparent with these things as possible. So if you enjoyed the video, stick around for more content. We do variety gaming content. We talk about the games and play the games here on the channel, and I'll see you guys soon in another one. Tell them, my friends, game on. Thanks for watching.